What's up, guys? Got some Diablo Rift run in the background for you. Here to talk about some of the public test realm stuff that they just posted just a few days ago. First thing on the list, seasons. I know it's something people have been begging for since Diablo 3 came out. They've wanted ladders. Diablo 2 had ladders. Everyone's been begging for ladders. They're finally doing it. They're calling it different. It's going to be called seasons. And for some people, I can see them. They're really going to enjoy it. There's going to be some benefits for it. There's going to be some, you know, achievements obtainable only in seasons. Some season-only legendaries. There's going to be leaderboards. So they're adding some cool stuff. It's going to give Diablo that replayability that some people want. Basically starting over from scratch, no help, no nothing, no artisan, no anything. Starting a brand new character on basically a brand new game. It's gonna be interesting to see. I do like that they're at least gonna let season characters join your normal and hardcore characters after the season is over, so you're not going to completely lose that character. You'll still get to keep all your uniques from the seasons, and they will then be brought to the non-seasonal realms. So overall, it's going to be a good ad for the game. I'm still contemplating whether or not I'm going to try out seasons yet or not. It's going to depend on a couple of my buddies, see what we want to do together. But they came in, they said no season, no problem. If you don't want to play seasons, they're still adding stuff for other players. One of the biggest things they're adding are greater rifts. These are going to be formerly referred to as tiered rifts. It's going to be a special type of Nephilim rift designed so that it's going to be a way for us to measure our gear progression. It's not going to be. I mean, I know everybody runs through rifts right now like it's no problem. These are actually going to be progressively harder as you go through it, rather than just being a blow through, kill it, and get out kind of thing. So they're going to add some cool stuff with it. How they're working, it's basically going to be a race against the clock to fill the bar. Monsters won't really drop loot. Rewards are going to be shifted mainly to the Rift Guard Inn, which is pretty cool. You're not going to have to sit around and wait to pick up loot. I'm actually really happy about that. It's going to save time, so you're going to be able to kill more effectively for those of us who like to just go in there and smash face with monsters. Be able to do that, not have to worry about loot as much. It's pretty cool. Which also means that you're going to get more reward from the actual Rift boss itself, which is something I've been wanting anyway. Cool thing is, even if you're playing as a team, it's going to be more of a team stick together kind of thing. Not going to be able to use banners or teleport to anybody in a greater rift. So it's really going to promote your team working together and coming up with a good strategy. The other cool thing is the higher the rift levels, they will get progressively more difficult. And that difficulty is separate from the standard, Master, Torment 1 through 6. It's just gonna be a different setup they're gonna do for it. So what they're saying is if you complete the Greater Rift before the time expires, you'll advance to the next difficulty level. So basically you're going to be timed each level you get to complete that rift and go on to the next one. So essentially it sounds like you're going to be able to get a bunch of Nephilim Rift bosses while you're fighting through this. So seems kind of cool. I'm really liking it. I'm really digging on those. The other thing they're adding into the Greater Rifts is the Cesspools. Cesspools were originally designed as the sewers of Westmarch. If anybody saw anything from the some of the previous releases from the expansion, some of the beta and alpha things they were doing for the expansion, they had the Westmarch sewers in there. Well, this is essentially going to be sewers of Westmarch added in as something called Cesspools in the Greater Rifts. It'll be like little side dungeons that you can go into. It's going to be just a little something added into it that'll be pretty cool. I think it's gonna add that little bit of extra stuff, you know. Basically, gonna be an extra dungeon out, something cool to play with. I'm looking forward to them. You know, you can never go wrong with more content. So the other cool thing they're adding that I know a lot of people are going to be happy for is they're finally adding some leaderboards. People have been wanting leaderboards for a while. How are they going to be done? Leaderboards are going to track progress of greater risks, seasonal achievements, season conquests, and a variety of other game styles. I'm sure they're going to throw something in there with speed, how many monsters killed. Yeah, it's going to be some interesting stuff. It's not going to do just solo play. It'll do 4 group players, 3 group players, 2 group players. Leaderboards are going to be cool. You know, it's that esport. It's what everyone's doing. It's seeing who can be the best, seeing who's going to be on top. Everyone loves it. Everyone does it. They're also adding some legendary gems to the game now, which is going to be very interesting. One of them that I've heard about so far, they're not on the PTR right now, but something they're giving away is they're going to be infinitely upgradable and provide special legendary powers when socketed into the appropriate glare slot. They can only be socketed into rings and amulets and can be upgraded by completing additional greater rifts. Sounds like they're going to be cool. I'm very interested in those. It's they need to start adding some unique stuff like that to bring some more fun back to the game. So that's going to be cool. Um, Something else I've heard they're changing is there's finally going to be some use for all those keys that we farmed up because they're adding a new item similar to the Hellfire Ring to the game. It's going to be an amulet. Um, that's going to be pretty cool. It's finally going to bring people back to doing key runs. It's going to have people doing, and hopefully the amulet's good enough that people are going to actually want to do the key runs and want to do, all the boss runs. It's something I enjoyed back when it was fun to do. Got kind of boring because it turned out that the Hellfire Ring wasn't worth it. So hopefully this will be a little bit better. And then last thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about some of the monk changes. You know me, I'm a monk player. That's why I got the gameplay showing for the monk right now. I'm very happy they listened to the monk community. The monk community has been actively talking with Blizzard to try and make some changes that needed to be done. Biggest change, and by far my favorite change, is dexterity no longer grants dodge chance. Dexterity will grant 1 armor per point, similar to the way strength does for Crusaders and Barbarians. Dodge sucked. It is on paper the worst possible stat you can have for mitigation. I mean, if something's going to one-shot you and you have a 90% chance to dodge it, yeah, you got a 90% chance to dodge, but every time you don't dodge it, you're going to die. If you can mitigate 50% of that damage and stay alive, well then, hey, you're going to stay alive for 2 hits no matter what. Just wasn't a good idea behind it. The one thing I'm scared about now, and we'll see how it goes as the public test goes on, if they're changing that dodge chance, they're going to have to change some of the monk dodge skills. They're going to have to get rid of it or make it more viable. The skills are going to be useless now, so they're going to have to take a look at that and see what they're going to do. We'll see as the PTR goes on. Who knows? I do like some of the other changes they're making. They're changing Deadly Reach. They're changing Fist of Thunder. They're changing Crippling Wave. They're making the generator stronger for a monk, which needed to be done. So that's cool. I'm really liking some of the Fist of Thunder ones that they're changing. Fist of Thunder, since the last patch, was just useless. Nobody would use it. It was a worthless skill. They are making it better, which is very cool. So that's a good move in their direction. They're changing a few other runes. It looks like they're going to make freeze builds for a monk a real thing. Freeze builds look pretty awesome right now. They're changing a lot of skills with freezing. Could be interesting. Monks could be the new CC wizards, right? So we'll see how that goes. They upped some damage on Exploding Palm by almost a little over 500%. No idea why they did it. Very interesting. It was already our most overpowered skill. They made more damage on it. Okay, whatever. I don't know. They tried to fix seven-sided strike. They increased the proc coefficient. They lowered the weapon damage, and I'm interested in seeing how that's going to go. I would have liked to have seen them make it more of a single target explosion type skill, but you never know. I mean, we'll see how that goes. I'm interested in it. They upped the damage on Sweeping Wind again to make it useful. So that's going to be good. Up the damage on a bunch of other skills. The other big change they made for us is they got rid of Seize the Initiative and One with Everything. I don't like what they did with One with Everything. They got rid of it, added a new passive that gives 30% of your single elemental resistances from all items. Instead increases your resistances to all elements. So, yeah, no, you no longer have to go for one stat. You can go for multiple ones. Still going to be pretty good, but I don't see it. I would have rather them got rid of it completely and brought in something new. Seize the Initiative, completely removing it. Gonna add another passive in the future, and then of course they're adding provocation. Has been removed, adding a new passive called Determination, and damage is increased by 4% for each enemy within 12 yards, maximum up to 20%. That's going to be pretty cool. I'm liking that. It's going to be good for Cyclone Strike users. Relentless Assault, new passive. Overall, a good PTR, so we'll see how it goes. I'll let you guys get some more updates later.